And you've also said that OJ did it.
I know OJ did.
You know OJ did it. And the reason is?
Because you see this Akita right here?
Yep.
That's my boy.
We have a big ass dog right here.
That's my boy Charlie.
We'll put your dog in the shot a little later.
He goes with me everywhere.
Yeah.
Now,
this is the first time I've seen you. This is the first time you come here with your dog.
Yeah. But he goes on, like you see me put things on the road with me all the time. If something happened and we got into it, one or two things would happen. Either he would be cut up, hurt, or you would be cut up and hurt. They just don't stop. So the fact they will not. The fact that that dog was frantically going back and forth meant that he didn't know. He knew the person who was in there.
So you're saying that Nicole Brown Simpson had an Akita that also belonged to OJ at one point.
I'm saying that dog knew whoever it was.
Yeah. So when he showed up at her door, allegedly, the dog was okay with it.
Yes. He had to be. When I passed out, Derek had to pull him all away so the fucking.
Oh, he was there at the comedy show?
Yeah.
Oh.
They had to pull him off so they could work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this is. Like he's not, so I know, like we've been doing an interview a couple hours. Look, he may know it.
The dog is
He's not
chilling.
gonna move at all.
Not
but
at
if
all.
you got up and said, I'm gonna do something,
yeah,
there'd be a whole different thing.
Well, listen, I was actually supposed to interview OJ.
Well, he's on a great pod. He's a sportscaster for.
Right. Well, see, what he does with Cameron and Mace is not what I would have done. See, a Vlad TV interview is a little different than talking about sports. Yeah. We were supposed to do a serious sit-down interview, and we were going to touch on the murder, but I basically agreed with his assistant that I would come into it with the basis that he was found not guilty. So I'm not going to sit there and dig into.
In what trial?
Well, in the murder trial,
but not the civil trial.
No, he was. Well, yeah. I mean, and we were going to talk about the whole Vegas thing in depth and everything else like that. He was totally willing to talk about that. But in terms of the murder trial, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go into blood evidence and whatever else. I'm not going to dig into that. That was going to be the assumption, and I was going to pay him $100,000 for the interview, right? And it fell apart because his guy said he wanted the total amount before he actually came into the room. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? This guy owes like $10 million to the Nicole Brown family, as well as his own kids, because the kids were part of that civil lawsuit as well.
But they can't attach his retirement, right? So, yeah.
Well, yeah. So he was able to keep it. But the fact we had to go through someone else, because if I had officially paid him, it would be seized by the families, right? So the whole thing was underhanded anyways, but I'm like,
it's OJ. I got it.
It's OJ. But I'm like, I'm not going to pay this whole amount because he could just drive off. Right. And then what?
You could catch him in a Bronco. You don't slow down.
You
got a Tesla.
What if you pulled up with a Bronco?
Right,
that would have been crazy.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't think that OJ will really say what happened. Even on his deathbed, I don't think. Yeah.
Listen, Christopher Darden's running for judge.
He is?
Yeah, here.
Okay.
My wife
interview him as well.
Yeah, he's running for judge, and he had a thing the other day, and I was flying in. Or I would have gone. He was a little. I didn't go in. I didn't get in time, but he's running. He's running for judge, and I think it's such a different juxtaposition because when I was younger, I wanted him to be found innocent because of all the shit that was in my head. But I mean, now in my heart of heart, I know he did it, and I believe he did it. I remember I was the first one and only one. I did commercials with Johnny Cochran. I was the first one. I had him on my TV show. I was the first one to have him on TV, and we had conversations. And one of the things I'm ashamed of is that I let what I wanted to be true tell me what I believe to be true. And I would never do that now. But that's being young, and that's,
Yeah, but it's, you see it on social media now. Like, people will side with the person that more closely resembles them a lot of times.
It's tribalism.
And it's it's tribal. It doesn't matter. It's like, okay, I like Tory Lanez. I look like Tory Lanez. I'm not a woman, so I'm going to say that Megan Thee Stallion's a liar.
Yep.
I don't care that 12 jurors unanimously found him guilty. Unanimously, they saw all the evidence. There's multiple witnesses. Tory's never said his version of the story, but because I'm male and I may or may not be black, but a lot of times I've seen it go down the gender lines most of the time, because I've done so many polls, 90%, oh, he didn't do it, that people will side with that. You know what I mean? I understand, me being white, I'm going to have people that will always side against me no matter what. And that's fine. I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, ultimately, you had a mostly black jury, right? Mm-hmm. Who have dealt with police brutality and everything else like that. You also, it got, by the trial was what, a year long?
Yeah.
You know, by the time you got to the end, the only jury members that were there were essentially unemployed, didn't have a lot of education and stuff like that. Like, everyone who had real jobs and was educated, they all got out of that.
We got to get out of this.
Yeah, I got a job.
I remember when I wrote a book called How Not to Get Shot and Other Advice by White People. It's about when I gone to Megyn Kelly's show on Fox, and she had Mark Furman on before me.
Okay.
And I'm like,
that's crazy.
So I remember seeing all of that, and younger, I'd have been swayed by, oh, he said nigga, so he had to, so, but in the end, I just listen. I think that when you're younger, you make decisions that are emotionally based. You just have an emotion about it, and when you older, you are more sober. Not that I'm sober. I'm talking about more deliberate about your perspectives. And I think that in the end, people are people. And I hate that a family lost their children. And I hate that nobody got found for it. I mean, that's a level of closure that nobody will ever have. And I hate that I wasn't in that mindset when it happened. So all you can do is try to do your best you can from this point on. But I believe now he did it.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed Alan Dershowitz, was part of the legal team, and we talked about how, like lawyers like Shapiro didn't want to turn this into a racial thing, but it did. And,
well, lawyers are supposed to do what they got to do to win.
Yeah, but Shapiro came out afterwards and said that he regrets being part of that trial and everything else like that. And listen, Cochran was phenomenal.
He's supposed to do whatever you got to do that is legal to win.
Yeah.
As a lawyer.
Yeah. I mean, Dershowitz also represented Epstein, so there's that part. He also represented Trump. So you got to
do what you got to do.
He got cussed out by Larry David over that shit. You know what I mean? So it happens. Like, a lawyer's gonna lawyer. And, you could get mad at him, but
if she go bad, you want the lawyer that's gonna go all out and win for you. That'll bare his teeth and win for you.
And OJ, I mean, he never took the stand, and he won, and he's holding that forever.
Yep.
He can't get charged for it again. And
I remember when he said when he was like he weighed in on the Will Smith Chris Rock thing. Remember he said, I wouldn't help that. I'm like, nigga, you kill people. We talking.
Oh yeah, right.
We're talking to the non-murders. Right? Let's keep this with the people who didn't.
Right. Maybe you and Sammy the Bull could have a conversation.
Right. Don't have this one.
Chime in on that.
OJ says that Chris. Like, come on, shut the fuck up. Stop
it. That's how we're gonna end it. DL Hughley, man, always a pleasure. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, man. Likewise. Happy holidays to you, man.
Happy holidays. Peace.